Okay, fuck it. May as well make a video about it because I was actually kind of curious on what people were talking about. That and the videos I had planned are taking a tad bit too long, but to keep things short, yeah, the movie is pretty good. In Turning Red, we follow Mei Ling as she goes through a bit of a change in her life. And if you think I'm talking about puberty, well, kind of, but not really. The story is a metaphor for it, but the actual change is that she can now turn into a red panda. Why? Well, an ancestor of hers really loved red pandas and protect her kids during war times. The gods gave her the ability to morph into a red panda to fend off anyone who wanted to do her kids harm. Well, I say morph, but it's more of a spirit evolution. Then again, I just really want to do a Digimon marathon. The ancestor passed down this ability to her kids, and they pass it down, and so on and so forth. Now, keep in mind, this power only goes to the women of the family. Then again, I think the only men that would be pissed that they didn't get this power are the furries. Jokes aside, we get a bit of her daily life, and meet her friends that she can't really hang out with after school. Not because her mother disapproves of them, well, except for one, but in actuality, her family runs a temple that she needs to help out with. After a nice day's work and getting embarrassed in front of a group of people because of a random crush, her emotions causes said morph. Her mother initially thinks that puberty has begun, but again, the panda has begun. Though we also see that Mei's mother is a tad bit controlling, especially since she's stalking her kid at school. And I get it, I really get it. She's worried for her kid that, she thinks that's going through a big change in her life, but fucking hell, if you tried this in America, you'll be arrested on the spot. Fucking hell. Thanks to that little incident, Mei runs home and her parents see what actually happened. That's where the backstory comes into the fray. We also learn that there is a special ceremony to seal the panda in what I'm going to call a morpher. Hey, I'm a Power Rangers fan, and that's literally the first thing that came to mind. Said morpher in actuality is just a piece of jewelry with a spirit sealed inside. It's also worn at all times, so I'm not really sure why it needs to be worn. It's probably either just to keep it safe, or a proximity thing, or both. Now, without the ceremony, strong emotions can force a morph if one does not have control over their emotions. Now, this is a bit of a problem since Mei and her friends, want to see a concert from this boy band. To do this, she has to prove to her parents that she can keep it under control. But when it's revealed that she wants to go to a concert, she's told that she can't, mainly because her mother thinks the music is stupid. That somehow screams South Park to me. I have no clue why. Her friends also tried to ask their parents, but they all got the same exact answer. Well, except for one, and that's Miriam, but it's pretty much a no because she has to raise money herself. It's like $200, and that may be Canadian dollars in 2002, but it's still expensive. Someone outside of the friend group did see Mei morphed, and wants to see it again because, well, it's a cute design, so they start using it to raise some money. And during this process, her grandmother figures out that Mei can actually morph and flies up from Florida. Yeah, kinda wish I had the money to take international trips last second. I mean, yeah, Canada and America are in the same continent and are connected directly to each other, but it's still an international flight. That shit ain't cheap. Now, the reason her grandmother is flying up is because she thinks that Mei's mother cannot handle this on her own. And considering she confused a panda for a period, she's not really wrong. Mei and her friends almost have enough money for the concert, but are about a couple hundred short. Until this kid, who kind of fucking bullied Mei, offers the rest of the money if she appears at his birthday party. Now, she agrees and tries to leave for it, but her mother insists on driving her because Mei lied and says that she's going to a study group, and her relatives also arrive, blocking her from while leaving. Now, she eventually breaks free and has a blast at the party until the bully, kind of pisses her off. And what's stopping this reenactment of American Werewolf in London is her mother finding out about the lie. Now, her mother thinks that her friends put her up to all of this, and Mei can't really deny this. Not because it isn't true, but because she doesn't want to lose her mother's approval. Next day, the ceremony is performed, which can only be done during a red moon. She tries to complete the ceremony, but refuses because, she doesn't want to get rid of the panda. Her mother thinks something went wrong with the ceremony, but as I already stated, nothing went wrong and Mei runs off to the concert. She makes up with her friends, finds out the bullies enter the same band and they become friends, but then her mother shows up, morphed into a red panda kaiju. Jeez. Now, this is because her morpher got broken, and add the grandmother berating her, that didn't really help things either. To stop her, they have to perform the ceremony at the concert building. and they don't really have that much time, so Mei distracts her in one of the most cringiest ways possible, while her family sets up the ceremony. It doesn't work because, well, Mei almost got her mother killed. That, and she's also outside of the circle, so Mei tries to drag her mother into it to finish the ceremony. The women join in as well, breaking their respective morphers, and they're successful. Everyone but Mei reseals their panda in new morphers, which makes me worried for her mother since now in a Tamagotchi, which, if the panda gets pissed off, well, they'll have a bigger issue on their hands. Her mother loosens her grip on Mei and she goes off to hang out with her friends. The movie is pretty good for a human version of Sonic Unleashed, like I'm not the first one to make that comparison. To start off with visuals, I'm not that big of a fan of the art style. I wouldn't be shocked if this worked better on paper, but then again, this is Pixar, 3D is kind of what they're known for. I couldn't really give two shits about the bean smile. Animation goes through various different styles during the years in like every single country. Remember when the anime boom happened here in North America? We got a whole bunch of American anime. The issue I have here is the hair. It goes for a more realistic tone, which I'm not that big of a fan on. I mean, the hair isn't bad, it's more the eyebrows that bug the hell out of me. And I think the movie Luca did the same exact thing. So if I ever review that, I will bring this point back up. It just doesn't look good at all, in my opinion. Outside of that, the animation's really good. It has a nice pace of things, and I really wasn't expecting a damn kaiju fight. Even if this did get spoiled for me. Thanks, Twitter. Well, then again, I didn't have an interest in this movie during that time, so I can't really complain. The voice acting is really good, and I don't really have an issue with it. Well, maybe except for the whole awooga thing. It's a cool reference to older animation, like the stuff made by Tex Avery, but I just wish it was, like, hammed up a tad bit more. Story-wise, I think it's alright. I like the story calling out helicopter parents, but it's slightly lost because we don't really see why the mother is overprotective. It has to do with the grandmother, and I think that's what I wish we got to see a little more, considering the grandmother didn't really approve of a lot of the mother's life choices. Specifically who she decided to marry, though I don't get why. The dude is a solid example of a father, doubly so when he becomes Philemon for a split second, and says one of my favorite lines in this film. Not really sure how I was able to bring up Persona in this video, but A, I just love Persona, and B, I somehow brought up a horror movie that I've never watched before, so yeah. What the f is wrong with my brain? Now, the big reason why I wish we got a little more backstory is because when the women are in the bamboo forest, aside from avoiding temple guards, Mei finds a younger version of her mother, crying. We see the weight of the grandmother's expectations through this quick little interaction, but aside from this, the phone call between the mother and grandmother and when Mei runs off, there's not a lot of the mother's past. I get the feeling that the parent call-out is saying that there's something in the past that can explain how the parents act in the modern day. But I guess without seeing what happened in the past, it just says the mother is controlling for like no reason. Then again, this does happen in real life, but I think I just wanted more background, I guess you could say. The two making up was a nice scene though, so I guess there's that. Other than that, the cast is a tad bit boring, and in terms of Mei's friends, kind of annoying, yet in general, they're all forgettable to me. It's kind of why the only name in this video I've said is Mei's name. Now that's just because I couldn't really be bothered to remember them, and I know I mentioned like one of Mei's friends, but I had to pull up the movie to remember. Other than that, the movie is alright. Despite me not really liking the characters, it has a decent story and good animation. Though it does have its cringe. Oh, f my life, the cringe. For me, it's a 6 out of 10. It's a decent watch. If you want to watch it legally, then this is a Pixar movie, so we all know what that means. Disney Plus! I should start to find some more logos for these streaming services, because I cannot go off what I use anymore. It's a shame, but then again, I feel like we're all either going to go back to cable or sail the high seas. Most likely sail the high seas, because it offers the same freedom, but, well, cable is simpler. For alternate recommendations, the anime movie Belle is definitely a good one, and will be the only one this time around. In Belle, we follow Suzu as she becomes an idol in the world of You. What is You, you may ask? Well, it's a virtual world that one can make a new start in. Now, this works well for her since she can't really sing anymore in real life. It's complicated, and a big mystery ensues when a character called the Beast interrupts their concert by being hunted by Reddit moderators. It's a cool movie movie that I do recommend, even if I think it would work better as a TV anime. So if you like Turning Red, there's that. Since this isn't my normal type of video, let me know what you guys thought about Turning Red in the comments below. Is it great? Is it horrible? Well, again, there's the comments. And if you excuse me, I still have some demons to slaughter.